Man, this some good pie.
Come on down and open up your eyes and get yourself big old hunk of dangerously delicious pies. DangerousPies.com.
Bruce Laird in Baltimore has dealt with this a lot. The services and the treatment and not only the services but the financial assistance and the insurance assistance and whatnot that the former players in the NFL are receiving these days, particularly guys from Conrad's generation. GridironGreats.org is where you can learn a lot more about what they're all doing. They've got a fundraiser going on this week, an auction, a donation drive, and I'm assuming now you're running the money. It's a non-profit, but somewhere this money is all being used by you guys to help fund players like you or anybody else who's got problems, who's in dire straits.
Yeah, I'm not being paid. I found something really amusing the other day when I got my pamphlet to rejoin the NFLPA and also, to rejoin the NFL alumni. And all of a sudden, I said to some people, I said, he's friends with some people with Players Incorporated that line up speaking engagements and stuff. That is an arm of the NFLPA. And this guy said, well, listen, Conrad's going to be in Phoenix, so it's not going to cost anything. You got any engagements, autograph sessions or something you can do? And the guy says, hey, what, you want me to lose my job for giving him an engagement? He said, he said bad things about Upshaw and stuff. So, in life, I have 6 kids. I know my kids know the difference between right and wrong. And I think most people in the world know what's right and what's wrong. Unfortunately, so many people have a difficult time just doing the right thing. And this is the right thing. And the right thing is there are people out there that need, listen, we were guinea pigs in the 70s. They put in AstroTurf. They had to invent shoes for it. They didn't know about what injuries it was going to cause.
Just run around out there and blow your ACL out.
They invented a brand new injury called turf toe. And if the game was,
they invented it. I like it. They invented that injury.
And if it was so safe, and as they said, none of these injuries that we're complaining about right now were caused in the football field. Well, if AstroTurf was so safe, why in the world are they pulling it out of every single stadium? Right. We're having a Super Bowl right now at a stadium where it comes out on railroad tracks, the whole field, so it can get the sun, so they can play on real turf indoors. Well, if AstroTurf was that damn safe and it didn't cause any of these injuries, then how come they've yanked it all out of these stadiums?
Has anything changed, Conrad, since Roger Goodell took over? And I know, as you've mentioned, and a lot of people have talked about this, that Gene Upshaw, it's really his baby. But with Tagliabue out and Goodell in now for, I guess, what, his 3rd or 4th year, has anything changed in that time at all, or no?
I think they feel the heat a little bit in the kitchen, but then again, they sit there and said, well, we're never going to get to where baseball is because there's just not enough money. Well, let's be serious about it, okay? Let's look at it this way. A disability lawyer had mentioned it, and well, let me just say what he said. He said, imagine playing a football game where the other side chooses the referees, and those referees only have 1 or 2 rules to guide them. Now imagine playing a football game where the opponent keeps moving the goal line and adding time to the clock when it suits their fancy. Imagine the other side having the authority to take away a touchdown without any justification just because they can. Now that sounds ridiculous.
To the Ravens a couple times this year,
that sounds ridiculous. That sounds ridiculous in any type of situation, any type of game. But that's exactly what happens to the former NFL players that apply for disability from the NFLPA. They change the rules. They move the goal line. They decide what the referees are going to call and what the referees aren't going to call. And right now, the NFL is doing a tremendous job, as the NFLPA is, with their spin. Lenny Davis, the same guy that said that President Clinton didn't have sex with that woman. Well, I'd like to find some women not to have sex with in that nature, but but he didn't have sex with that woman. It's the same guy that Gene Upshaw's hired now to be his spin doctor. So the thing is, it's a situation where we have got to educate the current players, and we got to let the public know that hey, this country today is hurting. I mean, we're $100 a barrel for oil and foreclosures on houses, and I just went through an estate sale myself, and I watched 25 years of my life walk out the door at 10 cents on the dollar. It was like picking, the vultures picking the bones of my carcass clean. Like the 25 years of my life didn't mean a damn thing. But those are just things.
Hey,